Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Soft Skills. I am Syed Riaz, soft skills trainer and a motivational speaker. In this video, you will learn about the essence of soft skills in the workplace. To begin with, let me give you a common scenario in the workplace where two job candidates are attending the same interview. One of the job candidate is A plus in academics and another one is B plus. When both of them attended the interview, the interviewer takes a various type of tests, group discussions, written examinations, viva, so on and so forth. When the interview finished, they got the result. When they got the result, A plus candidate got surprised because in place of A plus, B plus candidate was selected and A plus candidate was rejected. The rejection of the A plus candidate, the disappointment and the frustration of this A plus candidate need to be evaluated sincerely by me and you. Why A plus candidate was rejected? When we go on analyzing, you will find no doubt that A plus candidate was excellent in academics, whereas the B plus candidate was upbeat, he was very confident and he was having excellent communication skills, and on the top of that he was showing positive job attitudes. Here comes the need of soft skills in the workplace. Most of the universities and colleges are not providing soft skills courses in their curriculum. Well, soft skills are not taught in many colleges and universities. I am singularly lucky to work in Jubilee Industrial College and I am teaching this course from the last 15 years. Whenever I am introducing my first class, I used to comment and congratulate the students that today by choosing this course you have earned 5,000 riyals or 5,000 dirham or $1,500. The reason is sufficient enough. The reason is that in Middle East, this course is offered by most of the training institute ranging from 2 days to 1 week, and they are charging 5,000 riyals or 6,000 riyals for this course. My claim that you have earned 5,000 riyal or 5,000 dirham is having sufficient reasons and ample proof. I have collected some statistical data about the soft skills about so many employers. Let us see what are those data speaks about. Number one, LinkedIn Global Talent Trend reports 92% of the talents acquisition professional reported that soft skills are equally or more important to hire than the hard skills. And 89% said when the new hire doesn't work because it is the lack of soft skills. Number two, a study conducted by Wonderlic. It is very famous testing and placement agency in US. They used to conduct tests for so many organizations for recruitment. They found that 97%, believe me, 97% of hiring leaders stated that soft skills are an essential or very important elements in making hiring decisions. So this is the main criteria that is set by the Wonderlic. What's more, many employers reported that soft skills are the more important than technical skills. Number three, the Wall Street Journal reports competition has heated up for workers with the right mix of soft skills, which vary by industry across the pay spectrum. From making a small talk at the customer counter to coordinating projects with tight deadlines. Number 4, the National Association of Colleges and Universities survey conducted, they emphasized leadership and ability to work as a team is the most important and desirable skills demanded by the National Association of Colleges and Employees. In addition to the aforesaid strong evidences about the scope and demand about the soft skills, I would like to share my personal experience as an educationist for a couple of decades. I am working as an educationist. I happen to evaluate large number of degree programs from different universities and colleges. And I have found that many of the colleges and universities are not offering soft skills as one of the course. That's why there is a huge gap in employability of college graduates around the globe. Luckily, our college has offered this course from 2005. We have started this course very sincerely with a bunch of just 30 students. Much of the water has flown from Nile since 2005. Today, we have dramatic increase in the number of students who are vying for the registrations. Now the number has been multiplied by 10 times, and that's the reason why most of our graduates from our college, they are hot cake in the Jubail Industrial City. Jubail Industrial City is the industrial hub of Saudi Arabia. There is great demand for our college students because this course has been offered in many of the diploma as well as BS courses as elective, and that's why most of our students have been polished and they have good attitudes towards the job. That's why most of the companies from Jubail Industrial City, particularly Sabiq, they used to come to our campus to select the best of the best product we are producing in our college. Now, let us focus on the definition of soft skills. Let us see what are soft skills. Soft skills is a sociological term relating to a person's EQ, emotional intelligence quotient. It is a cluster of personality traits that includes social graces, communication skills, language, attitudes, career attributes, teamwork, leadership qualities, friendliness, and the optimism that characterize relationship with other people. I want to elaborate this definition also so that you will be well acquainted with the ingredients of soft skills. Well guys, based on the definition of soft skills, let us see what are the key soft skills that is demanded by all the organizations throughout the globe. Let me go one by one. Social graces. What is this social graces? We are using social graces every day, knowingly and unknowingly in our workplace. These social graces are nothing but saying good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I appreciate you, thank you, well done. These are the words which looks to be very small, and we used to think that these are not having that much importance in our day-to-day life. But these social graces really pays you a rich dividend in your day-to-day activities in the workplace. I have come across one of the Western presenter who was working in Saudi Arabia. Basically, he was an American, a Christian, and when he was giving his presentation, when he was giving his delivery, he used social cues, social graces. Even though he was not knowing Arabic, his Arabic was very much broken. He started his presentation with Assalamu alaikum ya shabab. This simple word makes the audience very much comfortable. Not only that, you may be surprised, his first slide was a Quranic ayah. So what's happening here? He is eliciting the attention of the audience. The audience are becoming more comfortable. The information can flow back and forth, back and forth. There will be high interaction. That is the key of the presentation of any of the course for that matter. So the social graces are very much important in the workplace. Then another most important soft skills, that is about positive attitudes. What is this positive attitudes? Some people have desirable attitude that is appreciated by each and everyone in the workplace. Some people are having very bad attitude towards the job, towards the manager, towards the co-workers, towards the customers. So that makes their life hell of the things. Here I want to explain one of the incident that has occurred in my life in my previous organization. I was working in the Ministry of Human Resource and Development, New Delhi, as a vocational trainer, and one of my colleague was working as a mathematics teacher from the last 12 years. There was a meeting, face-to-face meeting between the secretary of that organization. Secretary, the word secretary is the high-profile secretary in India. Most of the educational organizations, they used to have the key person at the level of the managing director of the what you call the institute, or maybe the college or university or a group of institutions. So he has conducted a face-to-face meeting with all the faculties, and he was inviting suggestions, as well as he was asking, if you have any problems, please have face-to-face interactions. Then in this meeting, one of my friend, he was working as a lecturer in mathematics from the last 12 years, and he asked the secretary, the hiring and firing officer. Secretary is the hiring and firing officer in India. So he asked, sir, what about my promotion? I am working from the last 12 years in this organization as a lecturer, teaching CBSE students. And not only teaching, producing 80 to 90% of the result in the board examination. I was very much surprised. Not only I was surprised, the whole audience were very much surprised to listen to the response of the secretary. He just told one simple word: you have to change your attitudes. Imagine a person, a guy working in an organization for long 12 years, and when the time for the promotion comes, the hiring and firing officer, the secretary, he knows ins and outs of all the employees. Sometimes we used to underestimate our managers. I can play with my manager. So what is the job of the managers? That's why I used to tell to many of my friends, don't underestimate your managers. Your managers knows ins and out of what you are doing. You cannot fool a manager. So that was the simple word he said, change your attitude. So he was telling, you have to change your attitude towards the students, you have to change your attitude towards the principal, you have to change your attitude towards the management, you have to change your attitude towards the parents. Unless and until you cannot change your attitude, don't ask for promotion. See, what about his master degree? What about his 12 years of long experience? So positive attitudes pays a lot of dividend in the workplace. Based on the definition, another most important skills each and every person need to have. In fact, they need to be expert in this area, that is effective communication skills. That's about listening skills and speaking skills. This I want to elaborate you in my next video, but some of the points I want to discuss here about the communication skills within a short span of time. When you refer to a lot of management books, you will find the statements in most of the management books. If you read about communication, they used to say, good manager is a good listener. When we read this, good manager is a good listener, this is the punchline you will find in all the management books. And all the management gurus, they used to say, in communication, you should be a good listener. So this good manager is a good listener. It's not only applicable to the managers. What about the subordinates? Subordinates should be good listeners. A good listener is a good manager, and the analogy goes, a good subordinate is a good listener. A good professor, a good teacher, a good trainer is a good listener. A good trainee, a good student is a good listener. A good father is a good listener. A good son is a good listener. So that's why most of the schools and colleges in Middle East, they give more importance to one of the sub-course within the English, listening skills. We need to be good listeners in the workplace. This good listeners, this skill will avoid everybody in the workplace to give snap judgment. So as to avoid snap judgment, one should be a good listener in the workplace. Effective presentation skills. Another most important soft skill is effective presentation skills. You knew it very well, and I am giving separate video on this effective presentation skills. Then work ethics. Most of the organizations, they focus more and more on work ethics. Work ethics is also a very important soft skills in the organization. Teamwork, definitely the teamwork for managers, team leaders, middle managers, even for the top managers. Teamwork is essential part of the soft skills. Sometimes in some of the organizations, some guys, they go to the manager and they used to say, sir, I do not want to work with this guy, I do not want to work with this guy, I want to work alone. They used to challenge themselves. What hell you can do alone? Nowadays we have very complex business environment. You cannot do alone a lot of things that is demanded by the organizations according to their goals and objectives. That's why in team building we used to say we need to have synergetic team. What is this synergetic teams? 5 people working together can produce amazing result compared to a single individual works alone. So that is the magic of teamwork. This we need to cultivate. And this is also a separate topic we will go through in the next slides. Time management skills. Time management skills, some people used to say, I have learned time management skills, I have gone through some of the books about time management, and they used to challenge themselves. No way. Time management skills, it is a continuous process of learning, because it is changing your habit. Changing your habit. It takes a lot of time. It takes a continuous effort to meet the deadlines in the organization to specific projects. You need to be more conscious about time management. This topic also I am covering in my following videos. Leadership skills. What do you think about leadership skills? there is a scarce demand, there is huge demand. There is a scarcity of good leaders in the business organizations. A good leader takes the organizations and he creates a vision for the organization. So there is a big demand for the leadership skills throughout the organization. Decision making skills, another most important, what you call the self soft skill, that is decision making skills, that also we need to learn in great detail. We are going to learn this in the following videos, hopefully. Decision making skills is one of the most crucial skill one need to learn. You will find some of the managers, they are postponing their decisions. If you go to the manager, if a team is going to the manager and they are asking to take decisions, they used to postpone. Okay, we will do it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. If a manager is not taking decisions at the right time, he should not be a manager. The manager's manager, the top level managers, believes in the lower level manager or mid level managers. He should take decisions in his own domain. Who will take decisions in his own domain? He has to take. If he is postponing and for each and everything he is going to the upper management, he should not be a manager in the organization. So this is to be cultivated. I found one of the highly successful person in one of the conference. I was just asking, okay, good, what is the success you have reached to the level of a general manager? He told, I learned decision making skills. How you learn decision making skills? By taking wrong decisions. Out of fear, many managers, they are not taking decisions at all. So this should not be the case. Even the decision making skills, people learn on trial and error method. Sometimes you take the wrong decisions. Sometimes based on the wrong decisions, you will take average decisions. Based on your average decisions, you will take very good decisions. Then you will proceed to the excellent decisions. This way people used to cultivate decision making skills. So as a manager, he should not have any fear to take any decisions for that matter. It needs to be cultivated. Another most important soft skill is about critical thinking. Critical thinking and logical thinking, they are the same things. Critical thinkers are always skeptical. We will learn in great detail about these soft skills also. Now, let us move to the key difference between soft skills and hard skills. I have identified some of the key differences between hard skills and soft skills. To be good in a hard skills usually takes smart IQ. If you want to be excellent in hard skills, you need to have intelligence quotients. If you want to be excellent in the mathematics, physics, engineering, medicine, information technology, so on and so forth, you need to have IQ. To be good in soft skills usually takes emotional intelligence quotient. So, hard skills, intelligence quotient, left brain, dominated by the left brain. Emotional intelligence quotients, soft skills, dominated by the right brain. Many examples you will get for the hard skills. All the technical courses comes under the hard skills. Physics, mathematics, biology, you can name. The list is never ending. When coming to the soft skills, it is about what you call the good attitude, communication skills, work ethics, teamwork, leadership skills, time management skills, conflict resolution, critical thinking, creative thinking, positive thinking, networking skills, problem solving and decision making skills. Another key difference between hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills are the skills where the rules stay the same regardless of the company which you are working. Hard skills. I have given so many examples for hard skills. The rules stay same wherever you go. Mathematics. Throughout the globe, same equations, same symbols, same theories are taught. Chemistry, the periodic table is same throughout the globe. Information technology, people are programming the codes created by them and used by other people throughout the globe through what you call broadband, net meeting, so on and so forth. Those are the same thing. Accounting, it is in hard skills. They follow international accounting standards. The principles are same throughout the globe. You name any hard skills, the principles or the rules stay the same. Physics, the Newton's law of gravitation. Wherever you go, you have the same principle. It will not change. In contrast, soft skills are self-management skills and people skills, where rules changes depending on the situation, depending on the culture, depending on the culture of the company, not only depending on the culture of the company, depending on the culture of the country also. There are many examples how it changes, how the rules changes from place to place. Communication skills. Communication skills. Maybe you are working as an excellent programmer and you know the techniques of coding. You can explain well about the programming, about the coding to your colleague. When the time comes to explain the same as a project to your higher manager, you fail. What's the reason? Because you are not thinking wearing other person's shoe in communicating with the manager. That's why you are failing here. Not only that, we used to say, be in Rome like Romans, be in America like Americans, be in Saudi like Saudis. Communication skills based on the culture. If you want to be good in communication, first learn the culture of the country where you are residing. As I have told one of the example in my previous part, Americans, they adapt to the Islamic culture. Whereas if you go to UK, USA, you need to adapt to the American culture. If you are visiting or working in India, maybe you are American, maybe you are from Middle East country, or maybe from you are Canada or so on and so forth, you need to adapt to the culture if you want to be good in what you call communication. If you are in China, you need to learn the Chinese culture. If you are in Japan, you need to learn Japanese culture. There are many instances about communication. Sometimes, what's happening? Sometimes the culture differ from country to country. If you are in America and if you raise your eyebrows, wow, you are appreciating something. If the same sign is used in Japan, raising your eyebrow, it is bad in what you call Japanese culture. It is the same. You know, I was working in one of the college where most of the students were Buddhist. When I was asking a pen from my students, the students, they used to come, the Buddhist culture or Japanese culture is like that. They will come, take sir, and while going, they go like this without showing the back. This is the respect they are showing to the teacher. Buddhist, Japanese, in New Zealand, in Japan, the culture is different. Sometimes in some of the countries, if you are teaching and if you are working as a teacher and you are asking students, sorry, I went to bring some pen or marker. If you are asking some marker or pen or pencil from the student, you have very good cultured students, they will throw on you. Sometimes it may hit your eyes also. This is the culture you have in some countries. So, if you want to be a good communicator, you need to have good culture. The rules changes. You name anything, any what you call the soft skills, the rules changes from culture to culture. Another most important difference between hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills, you know the number of examples I have explained. Hard skills can be learned in colleges and universities, and you have textbooks. Whereas soft skills you need to learn with practice and experience. That's why I told you in the beginning of my presentation why A plus student was rejected and in place of A plus, B plus student was selected, because the soft skills are not taught in many of the colleges and universities. Soft skills you have to learn with experience. You have to learn by reading many motivational books. If you have taste to learn it. These are some of the differences between hard skills and soft skills I have explained. Please do like and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for my next video that's on emotional intelligence is the key to